I only saw this movie so I could make this video about it. But seriously, I figured I'd throw my hat into the ring. Whee! Because discourse surrounding this film has just been so warm and inviting, and I'm certain that everybody would be willing to hear a different perspective.
So, Skrulls are the bad guys.
Captain Marvel is a 2019 film starring Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, who takes on the moniker of the titular character Captain Marvel. This is yet another in the 30,000 Marvel character origin movies. It sets up the character who is going to be one of the more important figures in defeating one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater, mushroom man, and finger snapper Thing Krios. That's supposed to be a Skrull. Okay, so the main reason I didn't like this movie is because it kept farting at me. And that's not a joke. At first I thought it was something was wrong with the speakers in the theater that I was watching this at, but it was so sporadic and it wasn't just like sounds that were too loud. It was certain like sound effects. There was this weird crackle effect that made it sound like the movie was farting. I swear to God, I'm not joking around. There's this part where Captain Marvel is underwater with the other Kree, and she's swimming by the screen in slow motion. This is a swimming charade now. Swimming by the screen, and the movie farted.
You've come a long way, but you're not as strong as you think.
So I've been reading this comic here. It's called The Life of Captain Marvel, and it's really good. In it, Carol is already an established member of the Avengers. It's not an origin story. But what I really like about it is it's about her going back to her family in New Hampshire, and they all have Boston accents, and they love their Red Sox, which I instantly makes them relatable. So I like it. It establishes her as a character really well. You could pick this up. You could pick up this series. Seriously? Was that the world's way of telling me that they disagree? I think the series is good, Horn. What's great about this particular book is it shows Carol Danvers in her down moments, so we get to really get an idea of who she is as a character. And my main problem with this movie is that they didn't really seem to know what they wanted Carol Danvers to be. Outside of strong. I mean, she's strong. They get that part. They nail that. So she's really strong, but she's also stoic. But she also quips a lot, which is fine. I mean, all of these movies are quippy, but hers felt kind of, I don't know, off a little bit. Because they try and make her like an alien fish out of water character, and then in her quips, it's like she's just like completely, absorbed 50 years of pop culture snark. And it just felt a little off to me. Also in the movie, I never really felt like she had much of a motivation. Jude Law is constantly telling her that her emotions are going to get the best of her, and they will hold her back in the most important moments. And I thought, okay, this could be like a good thing, because they could do something where at the end, her character arc is that she realizes her emotions are what make her unique, and that holding them back isn't the way she should go about it. She should express them and use that to her advantage. I mean, it would have been kind of basic, but it would have been something. In this, since her emotions are so kind of reserved the entire time and don't ever change, I never felt that she had any emotions other than tell joke and punch. Or kick. She does kick. And do a fire blast thing. So I guess that's 4. Maybe I'll take that back. She has 4. That's not too bad.
Would you like to know what you really are?
So I saw this in a pretty full house, and I mean, they all seemed to be more reasonable about the farting movie than I was, but none of the quips really landed with anybody in the audience I saw it with. What they did find funny, they found Ben Mendelskrull funny, and they found Goose the Cat funny. I will say that. I really, really liked Ben Mendelsohn's character. He was one of the few characters I felt had any sort of motivation that drove him through the movie, and I also felt he had a really great sense of humor, because he was some of the best comedy moments. Like, there's this really, really, really awful, and I mean just underline awful joke about turning into a filing cabinet, and he sells it with so much disgust that it became funny, and I respect that.
Aren't you the cutest little thing?
But let's address the flirkin' in the room, Goose the Cat, who has become everyone's favorite. Yes. I loved Goose the Cat. I wanted to pet his fuzzy widow face, and I wanted to scratch behind his fuzzy widow ears, and even at the end, when he goes all anime on the bad guys, I would still boop his widow nose. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time on this movie. I didn't personally think it was amazing. I thought it was fine. But I do want to say this. I saw this movie in a packed house, and like I said, there were a lot of little girls seeing this movie, and they thought it was great. They really loved Captain Marvel as a character, and they liked the movie. But if any of them go on to say it's their favorite of the Marvel films, it's important that we tell them it's not nice to lie. In all seriousness. I do think it's wonderful that they had a character on the big screen that they could look at. It doesn't matter if other ones have come before, if there have been other strong female characters. It doesn't matter. It's good that they have more. It's okay if they have more. And there's something really wonderful about being young and seeing somebody on the big screen who looks like you. And the fact that Marvel is also going to be doing a Shang-Chi movie, and they set up Monica Rambeau in this movie, means that an even more diverse group of people are going to be able to feel that, and that is always better. That is definitely better than the alternative. And, I mean, hey, I'm Native American. Hopefully my turn's coming soon. I mean, I've been going for 22 fucking years with this guy. You know who this is? This is Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It came out in 1997.
To test your courage and find your animality.
Yeah, I'll find my animality, buddy. It's Cat. Goose the Cat. So at the end of the day, would I recommend this movie? Yes. Yes, I would. Because you're going to need the context for the 7-hour marathon that will be Avengers Endgame. Also, and arguably more importantly, I would recommend this movie because Brie Larson spends a very good chunk of it in a Nine Inch Nails t-shirt. And that was wonderful. I saw the movie, I went home and listened to Pretty Hate Machine, so I was a pretty happy boy. And that's why I go to the movies. So I guess if you click in this area, you'll subscribe to my channel. And if you click in this area, something else will be there. And if you click on this area, you'll pause the video and stare at my face forever.